Hello everyone, you're welcome to solve this nice algebra problem, which is the square root of a plus square root of b. This is equal to 10. Let's call this equation 1. Then we have the square root of a times b. This is equal to 10. Let's call this equation 2. So the question here, what is the value of a and what is the value of b? And given that a is greater than 0 and also b is greater than 0, solution from here. Now, from equation 1, which is the square root of a plus the square root of b, which is equal to 10, the first step is to square both sides. Let's square both sides here. So that now, square root of a plus square root of b squared, this is in the form of a plus b squared, which we can express as a squared plus b squared plus 2 times ab. So applying this algebraic identity, then here we'll have square root of a squared plus square root of b squared plus 2 times square root of a times square root of b. This is equal to 10 squared, which is essentially equal to 100. So square root of a squared, let's eliminate the square root sign so that we have a plus square root of b squared. We can eliminate the square root sign, so plus b plus, now here we have 2 times square root of a times square root of b. This can be expressed as, remember this is in the form of square root of a times square root of b, which you can express as square root of a times b. Let's apply this property. So here we have a plus b plus 2 multiplied by square root of a times b. And this is equal to 100. The next step from here, we have that the square root of ab is actually equation 2. Equation 2 here, square root of a times b, this is the same thing as 10. So let's substitute this. So here we have a plus b plus 2 times 10. This is equal to 100. So this is a plus b plus 20. This is equal to 100. So here we have a plus b. This is equal to 100. Subtract 20. So that now a plus b, this is the same thing as 80. Let's call this equation 3. Let's call this equation 3. Now let's proceed here. Now from equation 2, that is from equation 2, which is square root of a times b, which is equal to 10. The next step is, let's square both sides. Let's square both sides here. So that now, here we eliminate the square root sign. So this means that a times b, this is equal to 10 squared, which is 100. So let's make b the subject of the formula. So we divide both sides by a. And this implies that b is equal to 100 over a. So let's substitute b into equation 3. So let's substitute b here. Now, since we have the value of b, which is 100 over a, let's substitute this b here. So we have a plus 100 over a. This is equal to 80. So a is our own number, so is over 1. And also 80 is our own number, so is over 1. LCM here is a. So let's multiply both sides by a. So a times a, this is a squared, plus a and a simplify, so this is plus 100. This is equal to 80 times a, which is 80a. Let's take 80a on the left hand side. So this is a squared, subtract 80a plus 100. This is equal to 0. So this is a quadratic equation of the form ax squared plus bx plus c. This is equal to 0. From this quadratic equation, we have a equal to 1. We have b equal to minus 80. and we have c equal to 100. So for the values of a1 and a2, we introduce the quadratic formula, which is minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c, all this divided by 2 times a. Substituting the values of a, b, and c, here we have minus 80 plus or minus the square root of negative 80 squared, subtract 4 times a, which is 1, times c, which is actually equal to 100. All this divided by 2 times 1. So here, basically we have minus times minus 80, this is 80, plus or minus the square root of, now this is negative 80 squared, this is the same thing as 6400, subtract 400, all this divided by 2. So here we have 80 plus or minus the square root of 6400 minus 400, this is 6000 divided by 2. And then here we have 80 plus or minus, we can express this 6000 as basically 4 times 1500 divided by 2. Now from here we have 80 plus or minus the square root of 4, this is the same thing as 2, and then square root of 1500 divided by 2. So since 2 is common here, we can factor out 2, so that we'll have 2 into the bracket. Here we have 40. If you say 40 times 2, this is the same thing as 80. Then plus or minus the square root of 1500, close the bracket, divided by 2. So 2 and 2 here simplifies, so that now here we have 40 plus or minus square root of 1500. So again here we have 40 plus or minus, we can express square root of 1500 as square root of, basically we can have 100 multiplied by 15. Now this is equal to 40 plus or minus square root of 100, this is the same thing as 10, and then now square root of 15. So this is A1, A2. So we have 40. So here we have A1, A2. This is 40 plus or minus 10 square root of 15. That implies that A1 is equal to 40 plus 10 square root of 15. And we have that A2 is equal to 40 subtract 10 square root of 15. So these are values of A1 and A2. So let's check for B2. Now from equation 3, which we end as, equation 3 is A plus B is equal to 80, which is A plus B, this is equal to 80. So we can solve for values of B. Starting with A1, we have that A1 is 40 plus 10 square root of 15 plus B1, this is equal to 80. So let's take 40 plus 10 square root of 15 on the right hand side, so that B1 will be equal to 80 subtract 40 plus 10 square root of 15. So that now B1 is equal to 80 minus 40. This is the same thing as 40 minus times plus 10 square root of 15 minus times positive, this is minus 10 square root of 15. So this implies that A1, B1, this is equal to 40 plus 10 square root of 15, and B1 is 40 subtract 10 square root of 15. So this is the first solution. This is the first set of solution that we have. Then the second, let's solve for B2. So B2 is equal to 80 minus A2. So this is equal to 80 minus A2. A2 is 40 minus 10 square root of 15. So here we have 40 minus 10 square root of 15. So again here we have 80 minus 40. This is 40. Then minus times minus 10 square root of 15. So this is plus 10 square root of 15. So that implies that the second set of solution, that is A2, B2, this is equal to, we have 40 subtract 10 square root of 15, and B2 here, which is 40 plus 10 square root of 15. So this is the second set of solution. This is the second set of solution for this algebra problem. So we have two sets of solution for this algebra problem, which is A1, B1 and A2, B2. So these are two solutions. So kindly follow step by step. Watch this video till to the head and kindly like and subscribe. Please like and subscribe. Thank you so much.